Gold's hitting an all-time high, but this isn't just about inflation, it's a warning. On the surface, people are saying, oh, it's inflation, it's the economy, but I'm telling you, it's much deeper than that. What's really driving this surge? It's not just inflation or interest rates or some news headline, it's about trust. And right now, trust in the system is breaking down fast. We're seeing cracks in the paper gold market where people think they own gold, but they're actually holding a piece of paper that might not mean anything if things go sideways. And when that system wobbles, when people actually realise they're holding a promise, not metal, now that's when the real stuff explodes in value. So in this video, I'm going to break it all down. What paper gold actually is, why the numbers don't add up, what could happen if the system collapses, and what you can do right now to protect yourself, even if you're starting small. Because trust me, I've been in the gold business for over 35 years and I've never seen anything like what's coming. Most people think that they own gold, but they don't. So let's talk about what paper gold actually is. When people say I've invested in gold, most of the time they're not talking about actual physical gold. They're talking about paper contracts like ETFs, futures and certificates that claim to represent gold. But here's the catch, they don't actually own the metal, they own a piece of paper, a promise that someone somewhere has that gold. And even if that's not guaranteed, now think about it, you've got thousands of people all trading the same pool of gold on paper, but in reality that's not even enough physical gold to go around, and if they all ask for it at once, that's a problem. Some estimates say that for every 1 ounce of gold, there's 200 plus ounces traded on paper. Now it's like musical chairs, except when the music stops, most people are left standing. Wall Street created this system so they could profit off gold without ever touching it. They can short it, hedge it, flip it, all with no intention of actually delivering a single ounce. It's not real ownership, it's leverage. It's a financial product dressed up to look like safety, and most people have no idea. If the system gets tested, if too many people try to cash out at once, that's when the whole thing could fall apart. Now here's where it gets worrying. There is a massive disconnect between the amount of gold that's promised on paper and the amount of real physical gold that actually exists. On the major exchange, you've got hundreds of paper contracts for every ounce of gold stored. Even if a small percentage of those traders said, right, I want to take delivery of my gold, the system would be completely overwhelmed. They couldn't do it. There simply isn't enough real gold to go around. This isn't some theory, it's maths. Let's say you've got 200 claims for every 1 ounce of gold. That means if even 5% of holders want the real stuff, it's game over. That's why you see gold spiking when there's fear in the markets, because the smart money knows contracts don't matter when the pressure's on, metal does. Now, I've been in the physical gold business for over 35 years. I can tell you when things get uncertain, people do not want ETFs. They don't want paper. They want real coins, real bars in their hand or vault. No middlemen. When trust in the system starts to fade, everyone wants the exit. But the truth is, no one wants to admit this, but there's not enough doors for everyone to get out at once. You've probably heard 100 reasons why gold is going up. Inflation, interest rates, tension. Everything plays a part, but that's not the core reason. Gold is surging because trust is collapsing. People don't trust the banks, they don't trust fiat currency, and now they're starting not to trust paper gold either. That's why we're seeing record amounts of physical gold being bought, not just by investors, but by central banks. And that should tell you everything. When central banks, the ones printing the money, start converting their own reserves into gold, that's a sign of confidence. That's them preparing for what's coming. They see the debt piling up. They see interest payments eating national budgets. They know currencies are losing value. So what do? They go back to the one asset that's been real money for 5,000 years, and that's gold. Meanwhile, the average person is still sitting in cash, thinking they're being safe. But cash gets devalued, stocks get volatile, but gold, it holds. That's why I say gold isn't a way to get rich, it's how you stay solvent when everything else breaks. It's not hype, it's not trend, it's insurance against a broken system. So here's the big question, what happens if the paper gold system collapses? Now, two things, and neither is small. Scenario one, a partial collapse. The cracks start showing, a major institution delays or refuses gold delivery, confidence drops, and people who were happy holding paper suddenly panic. They start rushing into physical gold. Now what happens next? Demand spikes, supply tightens, premiums explode. You're not just paying the gold spot price anymore, you're paying 100, 200 or even £300 over per coin just to get your hands on it. I've seen it happen. During COVID, when supply chains froze, premiums went through the roof. Scenario 2, full breakdown. One of the big exchanges gets squeezed. Too many people want delivery of their gold and the vaults can't cover it. Now we're talking crisis mode. Trading halts, contracts default, paper gold becomes worthless overnight. Now here's the problem. By the time this becomes obvious, it's already too late to get in at a good price. The big money will have already shifted to physical and the average person locked out or paying triple. When the fire alarm goes off, that's not the time to start shopping for insurance. And gold is insurance against inflation, against debt, and yes, against a paper system that's built on hope, not metal. So, what can you actually do right now? The first thing, stop thinking that you need to be rich to protect yourself. You don't need to buy gold bars or spend tens of thousands. Start small. Start with physical coins, UK legal tender like Gold Britannias or Sovereigns. They're easy to store, easy to sell, and completely free from capital gains tax here in the UK. That means whatever profit you make, you can keep. And when it comes to buying, stick to some bullion dealer that's well known online, who work on small margins. Don't get sucked into flashy premiums or big brand markups. And listen, now I've got a huge selection of second-hand gold coins, and if you're looking to get started, I'm more than happy to help you find something that suits your budget, because this isn't about getting rich overnight. This is about protecting what you've worked really hard for. Gold isn't flashy, it doesn't promise the moon, it just sits there quietly holding value while everything else goes up and down. It's like an anchor. And in a system built on debt, promises and paper, owning something real matters. If this video's helped you see things differently, please hit the subscribe button. It helps us keep making these videos, telling the truth, and keep helping people like you stay one step ahead. I'm James at Blackwall Jewellers, and thanks for watching. I look forward to talking to you soon.